since I've done some of these reviews on my own. So this is the first time in a while that I'm starting to do this movie solo, since personal things came up with Eddie, so he's not going to be able to join me on this video. So if you start to see videos with just me, it's because there's currently some things going on with Eddie that he's dealing with right now. So I'll be doing some of these reviews on my own, and that you'll be seeing me, and we hope you guys get to enjoy. So we have Finding Dory, which is the newest Pixar film, and a little backstory. Now, growing up, I was always a big Pixar fan. You know, I grew up with movies like Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc. You know, I really enjoyed a lot of their films because not only did they appeal to me as a child, but also they appealed, as I grew older, I started to realize that a lot of these films appealed also to a lot of adults too, because I believe that Pixar is one of those companies that is known for making not only great entertaining kids movies, but also they can appeal to get jokes in there and appeal stories to adults as well that they can enjoy. And I really enjoyed the first Finding Nemo a lot. I thought it was very charming, it was very witty. It had a really great emotional story with, you know, little Nemo getting, in the first film, little Nemo was taken away, and his father, played by Albert Brooks, who has to go after him. And I thought the movie was really charming, and it had a lot of heart to it, and the animation was really wonderful, and I really just liked the bond between both Nemo and his dad. And so I was really surprised when they announced that they were going to do a sequel called Finding Dory, and the first film had Ellen, I don't know how you pronounce her name, DeGeneres, playing in the first movie. She played Dory in the first one, and I thought she was really fun. You know, I just like this whole idea that she's going through a lot of short-term memory loss, and the fact that she's always forgetting stuff here and there. Albert Brooks, his character, he has to remind her where to go and everything. So I really like that stuff. And so I can really say that I enjoyed the first Finding Nemo a lot. And going into this one, I didn't really expect a lot. You know, I didn't really realize they were going to do a sequel 13 years later. So much to my surprise, they did. And so the plot goes, well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you have Dory pretty much on her journey, similar to like the first one, where it's a similar setup that they have in the first one, where she gets taken away, and then it involves Nemo and his father going to look for her. And I'm going to leave it there, because there's a lot more to it than just that. But lo and behold, I can honestly say this is probably one of the best Pixar movies I've seen in a long time. Now, I haven't seen a lot of Pixar movies probably since, I'd say probably like Toy Story 3, since I saw that in the theaters, but I can easily say that this is probably one of the best ones I've seen since that time. You know, I can say that the movie has a lot of fun characters, it carries a lot of weight to it, it carries a lot of good emotion, and I really enjoy the performances by Ellen DeGeneres and Albert Brooks, and even some of the other characters they set up later in the film that we get introduced to. I won't spoil anything, but there's one character where you're just kind of like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, this film really does have a lot of heart and a lot of good emotion, because there were times throughout this film where I was actually kind of on the edge of tears. You know, I don't usually get that. I mean, I don't usually get that way in a lot of, you know, children's films, but this one actually got to me. You know, I really enjoyed the story that involved Dory and how she's, you know, going on how the story progresses and everything. And I also enjoyed a lot of the jokes that they have too. I thought the humor was funny. You know, it had a lot of quips here and there when Dory's kind of forgetting stuff like she did in the first one. But then you have other parts where, you know, she's going through the sea and there's other characters that pop up, and the way she's interacting with them. You know, I thought it really holded a lot of good interaction with the characters, and a lot of good quips here and there, or not quips, a lot of good comedic timing. So yes, I really did enjoy this movie a lot. I thought it was actually one of the best movies I've seen all year. It had everything that I really expected from a Pixar movie, and I want to catch up with more Pixar movies in the future someday. Like, you know, I haven't seen Up or Brave or I've never really seen Cars 2, but I heard that one was too good. And you know, some other ones I do want to check out, but this one I really highly recommend. I think the only thing I probably would have said was could have been better was some of the 3D, because the 3D was good in parts because it looked pretty spectacular in the underwater. It's just that there's a lot of times where they don't do a lot of pop out moments where you can't really tell if it's 3D or not, you know. But overall, though, I am going to give this film a 9 out of 10. I really believe that they upped the game with, like, from the first Finding Nemo, and it's been such a long time since I first seen the first Finding Nemo, so there were probably some things I missed out on it. But this one, I can say I really liked it a lot, and it's a really good sequel. So for all of you that want to check it out, definitely go see it. And if you could, probably just rather watch it in 2D, because 3D is not really too special. If you like what you see here, you can also check our other videos on YouTube, and you can also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and we'll be coming up with some more reviews in the future. And in the future, Eddie will be joining me with some of these reviews coming out, but until then, you're going to probably be seeing more of myself doing some of these videos until he comes back. So until then, I hope you guys check out Finding Dory. I'll see you guys later.